Are you ready to finish the year the Finnish way? Let's embrace the wisdom of Nordic simplicity and wellness to recharge and step into the new year with energy and purpose. As a nurse with 30 plus years of experience and a proud Finnish woman, I've learned that wellness isn't about doing more, but doing what matters. Today, I'll share 4 simple ways to reflect, refocus, and recharge before the year ends. You can do this in as little as 10 minutes, or you can take your time and savor the process. Number 1 is reflect on the past year. And it doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out process. You can keep it very simple. In Finland, there's a deep respect for quiet, reflective moments. Taking that time once in a while brings a lot of clarity, and you can figure out your purpose. Here's some tips for you. Take a moment and jot down achievements, challenges, and lessons from the past year. I have a few prompts for you to use. What brought you joy this year? What challenges did you overcome? And what's one habit you want to carry on into the new year? So for example, for me, what brought me joy this year is my grandson and spending time with him and putting pretty well everything else aside and not worrying about getting things done. If I had the opportunity to spend time with him, that's what I was going to do, and I didn't feel guilty about everything else that didn't get done. What was challenging for me is realizing that I can stop taking courses. And for me, that's a realization that I don't need to constantly chase achievements and certifications to feel worthy. I have so much to offer, but it was a challenge for me to accept that and not keep trying to chase after these certifications and courses to make me feel worthy. For me, one of the habits that I want to carry on into the new year is actually being consistent with the working out that I've started. Over, I think about 21 weeks ago, I started this. I have noticed some changes. Like, I'm actually getting stronger. Whether I'm seeing physical changes or not, I am able to lift heavier weights. Number 2 is reset and recharge. And this is looking at your physical well-being, your mental well-being, and your emotional well-being. And I have my notes here. So in the physical, you want to look at what are some things that you want to recommit to, whether it's how you're eating, how you're exercising, moving your body. Mentally, you want to look at things that will help with your stress levels and being more mindful. Emotional, that's looking at connections you want to make or keep, for instance, with your family, friends. So some of the examples that I have is for physical well-being, I made a commitment, and I have a video that I will put in the description about I want to be in the best shape I can when I turn 60, which is in the spring of next year. I've got 7 months until I turn 60, and I want to get into the best shape I can possibly get into by then. So I am committing myself to that, and it covers a whole bunch of things. Everything from being physically active every day, whether it's going for my walk, weightlifting, and looking at making sure that I'm eating the right foods for my body. And mentally, going for those walks is incredibly soothing and stress relieving. And in Finland, it's called metsän voima, like the strength of the power of the forest. There is something to be said for being out in nature, and if you can at all, be out in the woods and the forest, because you get so much more benefit when you're in that kind of environment. But if you can't, like I don't every day on my lunch break, I go for walks on city blocks and subdivisions and things like that. That's better than nothing. So mentally, it allows you to de-stress and elevate some of the good hormones in your body. It's pretty. And then for the emotional part, because I'm such a homebody and an introvert, I don't reach out to friends and more distant relatives as often because I want to stay at home all the time. Made it a point, and I'm going to continue it into the new year's, challenge myself to reach out, make dates, put it in the calendar, and then instead of looking for any excuse when the time draws near to get out of it, go through with it. And every time I've done that, I've always felt so good afterwards that I've stuck and I didn't cancel. Those are the ways I am resetting and recharging physically, mentally and emotionally. Number 3 is set simple goals for the new year. Start with very small goals that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Some of the tips for this are, for example, eating more whole foods, for example, prioritizing relationship, and making time for creativity. Some of the ways that I've done this is I have committed to reading for enjoyment again instead of just for educational purposes. I used to be such a huge reader. I would read and read and read. I'd go through so many books and I have just lost that. So I've committed to, I have actually gone and got myself a library card, and I have got some audiobooks that I listen to when I'm on long car rides, but I've also went and got physical books from the library. And I'm actually reading again just for the pure joy of it, reading a good book. And of course, the other thing I'm letting myself be creative by is creating videos here on YouTube. And this is both challenging and really enjoyable and really stretches my creative abilities. In Finland, we believe in balance, not perfection. And it's all those small little steps that you take that over time lead to really great progress. Number 4 is embrace joy and gratitude. Now this varies for everybody. A lot of people say, write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. I've tried to do that. I've tried to, list these things, but I didn't really feel it. And I don't think this practice of having joy and gratitude really works or is effective if you're not actually feeling it, really feeling it. So what I have done instead is at night when I go to sleep, before I fall asleep, think about things that I'm really, really grateful for and things that went well. And I find that reliving a moment or something that happened during the day brings me that feeling back. And I think that is what it's intended for, this gratitude practice. So it's basically find what works for you and just practice that on a daily basis. This can be anything from just celebrating little tiny things. Like I just love sitting in the morning, especially in the winter when it's so dark, lighting a candle and enjoying that quiet moment by myself. Usually, even when the kids lived at home, they were never up as early as me. So I had that moment to myself. It's nice, even if you have to go to work afterwards, but just take a few minutes for yourself, the way you enjoy it. Nordic simplicity inspires us to find joy in everyday things. Whether it's lighting a candle on a dark morning or a dark evening, or just having a moment in the sauna and the time that you have there and afterwards, if you're lucky enough to have a sauna around. Let's finish this year strong, embracing gratitude, reflection, and purpose. And let's step into 2025 energized and ready for whatever's ahead. What's one thing that you're grateful for this past year? And what's one small goal that you're going to set for yourself for the new year? Let us know in the comments because we're all curious and would love to know. To continue on this theme, watch one of these videos next. I hope you have a wonderful week and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!